Hi guys, in this video I want to share my story of how I dissolved my kidney stone that was lodged in my ureter. So I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible, but I want to give you first the story of what happened, what actually happened, how I discovered that there was actually a stone there, and what I did to get rid of it. On Thanksgiving night at 1 a.m. in 2018, so last year at about 1 a.m. I ended up at an emergency room at a local hospital here. Well, the pain was so intense, I pretty much knew, I pretty much had gathered that it was pain from a kidney stone. And indeed, the doctors, they did a CAT scan, and the CAT scan revealed a 1 centimeter by 0.5 by 0.5 centimeter stone lodged in my right ureter. The pain was so intense that they had to give me intravenous painkillers. It was a very, very intense night of my life. Now, while there at the hospital, here's what the doctor told me. He said, "Philip, what we're going to do right now, we're going to make an appointment for you to come in, and we're going to do a procedure. We're going to blast the stone, and the way it works is it's an invasive procedure where we have to put in a stent, basically, that goes kind of through your penis into your ureter, and then we're going to blast the stone, and we're going to make sure that excuse me, we're going to make sure that everything comes out." Excuse me. So I said, "Okay, doc, whatever, let's do it." I asked him a bunch of questions. Okay, how much time do I have before there's any kind of a problem and stuff like that, because I was already thinking to myself, okay, how do I do this in an alternative way, because I really don't want to do that procedure. Now, I already knew that there was a way to look. There's almost always a way to do things naturally and holistically and alternatively. Now, and I'm a kind of person who always goes in for an alternative solution first. Obviously, that was an emergency situation. I had no idea that I had a stone that large in my body. I scheduled the procedure, and I went home to do my research. Now, I realized that there are indeed, the doctor was right. Indeed, there's a risk of nephrosis, hydronephrosis, meaning where the kidney, when a kidney swells up due to the urine kind of backing up into the kidney, the urine backing up into the kidney from the ureter because of obstruction. It's not a pretty situation, because you can actually, it's true that you can actually lose your kidney. So that was not good. I did not like that prospect at all. But I knew there was a way. There is this company that I trust with my health needs when it comes to all things herbal, any kind of herbal supplements and remedies. And I'm going to post all the links below to all the products that I'm talking about here. Again, I'm not in like, I recommend them because I've been using those products. I've been using that company for over a decade, but I'm not affiliated with it in any way. This is not a paid endorsement in any way whatsoever. So I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just sharing with you what you might do if you have a situation. And obviously, I'm not a doctor, and this is not to be construed as medical advice, okay, in this video. So as soon as I got home, I had to go to the pharmacy and order some antibiotics. They told me to take antibiotics, even though there was no infection. They told me, okay, still take antibiotics, take the painkillers, and come back in 3 or 4 days for the procedure. And of course, I whenever I'm prescribed antibiotics and I have no infection, I'm thinking to myself, like, why would I take antibiotics if I have no infection? I understand that the way the doctors proceed is it's to prevent infection, because I have an obstructive stone that can cause an infection. So just to prevent it from happening. So they have their own way of doing things. I have my own way of doing things. I immediately, as soon as I got home, I ordered my product. So what did I order? The 5-day kidney cleanse. I'm going to post the link below. I ordered additionally, this is something that is included in that 5-day kidney cleanse. It's kidney bladder tea, right? I ordered about, I don't remember, maybe 3, 4, 5 more of these just in case, because I knew I would be continually drinking this tea. In addition, there's a KB formula, which stands, well, KB stands for kidney bladder tea. Okay, the KB formula has essentially the same ingredients, save for 1 or 2, but it's concentrated and it comes in a little bottle form with a dropper. So I got, I think, 3 or 4 more of those bottles as well. And again, they come in the 5-day kidney detox, but I wanted to get more of these because I wanted to take them over a prolonged period of time while I'm endeavoring to do what? To dissolve my kidney stone. I was on painkillers for several days. Now I began to do, I eliminated certain foods from my diet immediately. I started following the advice that's given in the little booklet that you can download in PDF from that website. Again, I'm not affiliated with it, but that's what I use. That's information that I used because I had to wait for, a Thanksgiving in California. Everybody's asleep, everybody's off, and so I had to wait about 5 or 6 days for the stuff to show up. So yeah, but in the meantime, I was already drinking distilled water. I bought some similar herbs from my local store here just to get going, just to get started. Okay, and about 5 days, about 5 or 6 days after I was dismissed from the emergency room, my pain had already subsided. I also had some nausea, and I dealt with it by eating those ginger crystals. Like this little crystallized ginger, it helps you deal with nausea. Actually, it's very effective for that. Well, as I found. Okay, so the products came, and I began using them. So the first thing, I follow the protocol the way it's described in the booklet and on the website and in the blog. It's all there. I'm posting on the links. First, the 5-day kidney detox. Okay, so do that completely. I was a little apprehensive about that because it involves drinking a lot of fluid, doing a kidney flush, which is again liquid, drinking a bunch of this tea, which is again liquid, so a lot of liquid. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, my kidneys are not going to be backed up because of this, are they? I should not have worried about those things, because this, I absolutely love Dr. Schultz, Herb Doc. Okay, he's amazing. Again, one more time, I'm not being paid for any of this. It's just that I've used his products so many times before, but I never had an emergency like this one. Bottom line, first, I did the 5-day kidney detox. As soon as I start using it, like basically on day 1, my symptoms disappeared. All of my symptoms disappeared. I had no stone, I had no pain from the stone, and I had no nausea, nothing happening. 0 symptoms. We're talking 1 or 2 days into the 5-day cleanse. Once I finished the 5-day cleanse, I began the kidney stone dissolving routine. That's also described in basically in that little manual, where he talks about the kidney and how to take care of basically your urinary kidneys and your urinary tract. So 5-day kidney cleanse. Then I began the kidney stone dissolving routine. I did that for a couple of days. Then I did I took a break from that kidney stone dissolving routine because it contains apple cider vinegar, and I wanted to give my body a little bit of a break from that. Instead, I drank again distilled water with. Basically, I made lemonade with distilled water. So I would squeeze some lemons and limes into some distilled water, mix it up, and do it and drink like 1 liter to 1.5 liters a day. In addition to this tea, I would continue this tea every day for 2-3 weeks. Something like possibly even more. But I even today, but it's been more than it's been like about like something like more than 3 months. Every now and then I still drink it, just in case, because now that I know that my body, as soon as you've formed one stone, it kind of looks like your body is gonna be predisposed to producing stones. So it's a good idea to check yourself every now and then, go in for an ultrasound, or just monitor yourself, and to drink some good tea that will prevent stones from forming. Now, so I did that procedure, did the cleanse, did this dissolving routine. Again, more water with lemons and limes. This tea, more of that stuff, and eventually, basically at this point, we're talking again. After I was dismissed from the emergency room, about 7 or 8 days into, like after that, which was about 2-3 days into me using the products that I'm linking to here, I had no more symptoms, no more pain. But the problem was, now because I had no pain, now I had to know whether I had dissolved the actual stone, because the testimonials that are given on the website and that are given on the in the manual and everything, again, that I'm linking to here, people are saying that they never actually passed the stones. They actually dissolved the stones, meaning they never saw any stone. They never saw anything. That's exactly what happened to me. I never saw any stones coming out of me. No, not even little grains of sand, no stones, nothing. 2 months after, so the problem was, I had to find out if I had actually dissolved the stone, if it's still not in my system anymore. And what I did was, I went in for an ultrasound. Okay, I took a sonogram study of my abdomen. So they took a very thorough study. They looked at everything, and then the conclusion came from the radiologist that tested negative for a stone in the ureter. In other words, there was no large stone in my body anymore. Now, they saw a few tiny non-obstructive stones that were still in my kidneys. Those are completely different. Those are not, because they were not causing any problems. The stone that was causing the problem was the big one, and the one that was lodged in the ureter, the ultrasound did not see it. Now, being a kind of skeptical guy that I am, I looked up all the I looked up the kind of the accuracy of ultrasound when it came to a ureter. It happens that sometimes in some cases, it looks like in a minority of the cases, the ultrasound may not see the ureter properly. Okay, so there was some chance that it just didn't see it, just missed it, that ultrasound missed it. But so now I know that the ultrasound didn't see it. So the chances are that it didn't see it because it's not there. Number two, I knew that I was following a protocol that would lead to results that are consistent with the testimonials on the website, where people saying, well, I just dissolved the stone and nothing ever came out of me. I didn't see anything come out. It was just gone. And number three, I have had 0 symptoms in the past 3 months. So bottom line, I know the kidney stone is gone. It's just gone. Because it's just, the study didn't see it. I have no symptoms, and my results are consistent with the results that people get from using these products. Why would I even bother thinking that you just sitting here thinking, oh my God, this, maybe it's still there? How could it be there if all these things point to the fact that, look, the stone is gone? The study showed no sign of hydronephrosis, which is very important. When a ureter is obstructed and the kidney gets backed up with all the urine kind of flowing back, which creates which can create an infection, which can lead to eventually to like sepsis and death. And so zero signs of hydronephrosis. The study showed, my ultrasound study showed there was zero sign of hydronephrosis. The kidneys were shaped perfectly healthy, and that's another indication that there's nothing, you know, the ureter is just not obstructed anymore. When I was in the emergency room and they actually showed me the picture, and I saw it. I saw the stone that was obstructing the ureter, and I saw the ureter being kind of swollen, and kind of that swelling kind of leading to the kidney. So it was a serious problem. That was gone. Okay. So that's it. You know, this is my this video is just for me to help you with this, you know, if you get into a similar situation, because a stone in the ureter, that's that's very painful, and now I know what that feels like. So if that's what you're dealing with, hey, you know, I'm just what I'm doing here is just giving you information. So now you have another option. Just look at it, use your common sense, and if necessary, do the work, because it's the doing the work that gets you the result. You know, you got to earn your own health back. Unless you just want to go in, you know, and let people in white gowns go in and you know, stick things in you and do all kinds of things. It's just not my way. I'd rather not go that route. Now, something interesting. I learned about this herb called Chancapiedra. Something I wanted to mention, that, you know, I did not use it, so I cannot tell you if it's effective or not. But I know that some people use it, and they actually pass stones. I was apprehensive about that. I actually had bought a bottle of Stonebreaker, which includes Chancapiedra, but I never used it. I thought I would have it. I still have it in my fridge just in case. I thought I might use it if the situation becomes worse or whatever. I have to pass the stone. I never had to pass the stone. It just dissolved. I'd rather dissolve the stone than pass it. Okay, that just, to me, that seems logical. I'd rather not create another emergency-like situation for myself. But again, that might be an option for a lot of people. Some people use Chancapiedra and they just break them up, because Chancapiedra, apparently what it does, it both breaks up the stone and it kind of dilates the passages so that the stone could actually pass through easily. Well, I didn't have to do any of that. I just followed the protocol that I just described in this video, and the stone was dissolved. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh yes, I remember when I called the clinic, I called the hospital about a week after my emergency visit, and I can't, because I had no symptoms anymore, and I called them to cancel the appointment for the procedure. 5 minutes later, 5 or like 3 minutes later, basically almost immediately, the doctor calls me back and says, "Philip, did you cancel your appointment?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Why? Did you pass the stone?" I said, "No, doctor, I didn't pass the stone, but I have no symptoms. I don't see a reason to." Well, I didn't want to explain the whole thing to him, that I'm doing the herbal method. I'm doing alternative treatment. You know, I didn't want to explain that whole shebang to him. I just told him, look, which was totally true. I said, "Doc, I don't have any symptoms, so I just want to wait around and see what happens." He said, "Philip, don't do that. Come back, because what's going to happen is you're going to get hydronephrosis, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. We have to save your kidney. You're going to lose your kidney." I said, he pressured me into making another appointment, which I did. It was like high pressure sales, I'm telling you. So he pressured me into making that appointment. I said, okay. But another week later, I canceled that appointment, because still I was feeling better and better. I had zero symptoms. I had zero reason to go into the hospital. For what? If I have no reason, if I have no symptoms, and I know what I'm doing, because I'm using a protocol that is described and that I know works and that has worked for other people, and I'm following it, and apparently I'm getting results. So that was the end of that. Use your own judgment. I'm just giving you another option here, and I absolutely wish you the best of luck and the best of health. Please like the video if this was helpful at all, and subscribe to the channel. This channel is about helping entrepreneurs with their health, energy issues to overcome them on their way to success that they really want and they deserve. But sometimes what happens is with us entrepreneurs, we deal with a lot of stress, we deal with a lot of health issues. Now that kidney sent me into the hospital, and then that was a lot of stress. And while at the same time I'm endeavoring to build my business, so that's another thing that's another obstacle that I had to overcome, kind of dissolve together with my kidney stone on the way to the success that I'm working on. Okay, that to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish in this life. So that's what this channel is about. If that's interesting to you, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.